They're laughing at you again, always pointing out what's not perfectly right or what was done differently than how it's usually been done and how they could have done a better job. I let the words roll over me without sticking. They weren't new. As a person with a disability, I'd been fighting stigma and discrimination for a long time. Being mocked was nothing new to me. It was 2015, and I was nearing the end of my second term as co-chair of the school council at my children's elementary school. I think serving on school council had been a dream of mine since I was a little kid and watching Harper Valley PTA. It just seemed like being a parent and being on school council just went together. But it was something that I had never been able to accomplish because I couldn't make the trek to and from school in the dark, and that was usually when school council meetings were held. Until I came to this school, and the principal closed that gap. This was significant because it occurred at a time in my life where I had put all of my own dreams to the back burner and was only focusing on my kids because my own dreams felt unattainable at that point. You see, years earlier, I had begun giving up, little by little. After graduating from university, I was surprised to find myself chronically jobless, as employers viewed my visual impairment as a liability issue. No matter my academic achievement, my brain simply could not overcome the diminished function in my eyes. Outside of school, I ceased to have merit, and my familiarity with the exhaustion of fighting to be seen, to be heard, and even accessed grew to be too much. I mean, it was relentless. I felt wasted more than anything else. My gray matter was drying up from lack of meaningful use. And I don't know exactly when it started, but I had begun to give up little by little, just being chipped away by the stagnancy of inopportuneness that occurs for people with disabilities. So it was like this amazing opportunity for me when I was able to attend school council because the principal provided me with taxi. And although serving on school council may seem mundane for some people, for me, it was a dream come true. At the start of my term, I had been both nervous and excited to take on such a momentous challenge as serving as school council chair. Part of me felt really confident, and the other part of me was wondering about the areas where I knew I would need support, both emotionally and physically. With a small but incredible team of parent volunteers, we created multiple events for our students, families, faculty, and community stakeholders to connect and enjoy. I can't say enough of how incredible these women were, especially one in particular, Belinda McLeod. I dubbed her my right arm. She never wanted to take on a particular role, but she was always by my side from beginning to end, and I know that I would not have made it through those 2 terms without her. But I also have to give a shout out to a few other people like Dawn McCarthy, Christina Frith, Candice Leshner, Jillian Cooper, and Dawn Freed. To some, it may have seemed like a point of amusement to highlight what they felt my shortcomings were. For others, it was just a fact. But they never wanted to help with anything, these people who did all that pointing out and complaining. For me, serving on school council turned out to be a blessing. All the staff that supported me, the community members who also supported me, it just turned out to be a journey that reminded me that I was more than what I seemed. It was a journey of reunification with my passion, with my purpose, and with my self-worth. What do you see when you look at a person with challenges? Only their struggle? And what do you think you miss? Their intelligence, their adaptability, their creativity, and so much more. The possible contributions of disabled individuals go largely unaccessed because our capacities are consistently being measured with faulty instruments against a biased standard. When a disabled person's concerted efforts are considered insignificant in comparison to an able-bodied person's lack of contribution, now that is the epitome of ableism, and no better example to highlight society's warped standard of valuation. To my disabled comrades, I want to let you know that we don't have to earn value. It is divinely endowed and inherent to our existence, with no dependence on ability. It's not our abilities that determine our worth, it's our choices. So I want you to get out there and share your talents despite all the haters that you encounter. I went on to serve on several other community organizations and have since founded my own motivational campaign, Focus on Ability, to empower individuals to own their inherent value because our worthiness is not degreed, it just is. And when you focus on ability, you put the spotlight on capacity. Thanks, everyone.